Timmons from South Carolina.
I appreciate our new colleagues' prepared remarks. I've lived in Washington on and off over the last 15, 18 years for about 10 years. And up until 2 months ago, this city was in disrepair. It was unsafe. There were thousands of homeless people that were plaguing our public spaces. There were rampant mental health issues with these people that were living in squalor. There was incredible drug use. There were muggings. There were carjackings. There were just immense unnecessary violence because our city council here in Washington, D.C. refused to do their job. They refused to keep us safe. They refused to enforce the rule of law. They have a law that says you can't sleep in federal property, that you can't sleep in the streets. You know what? Zero enforcement, zero. So yes, President Trump took extraordinary measures which were necessary to keep this city safe because this is our nation's capital. And yes, we will delegate responsibility to local government, but when they violate the very premise that we delegate their authority for, which is keeping us safe and running the city in a safe and efficient manner, they have violated their obligation to us. And I have been working on this for the last 6 years. I've worked with the mayor. I've worked with many members of city council to try to solve this problem because a lot of it is complicated. But you know what's not? What's not complicated is enforcing the rule of law. And I hate to pick on the Attorney General, but we're going to have a little conversation. You remember criminal law. Back in the day, you went to law school, I went to law school. The two principles of justice are deterrence, which is you have a criminal justice system that says, if you do this, this is the consequence. Hopefully that will deter you from doing it. Whether that's carjacking, whether it's going into CVS and stealing something, whether it's killing somebody. Deterrence is one of the principles of justice. The second principle of justice is retribution, meaning if a loved one of mine is hurt, killed, I do not take matters into my own hands because I know that the government, that those that we have elected in positions of authority will hold them accountable to whatever degree that our society deems appropriate. I was a prosecutor for 5 years. You're the chief prosecutor now in D.C. Do you believe that the D.C. criminal justice system meets the two principles of justice that we learned week one in law school, deterrence and retribution?
Well, thank you for the question. Apparently, I also learned incapacitation and rehabilitation are other things that we think about our criminal justice system delivering. When you talk about homelessness, which we all need to continue to work as hard as we can to drive down, we have to separate out conduct from status. And I know this is something you also learned in law school.
All right, we're going to do specific examples. So in 2021, 2 teenage girls brutally murdered their Uber driver. They literally called the Uber, they lured him in, they ran over him with his own car, and when they turn 21, they will be let out. So they're going to get 3, 4, 5 years for murdering someone intentionally. Do you believe that 3, 4, 5 years for murdering someone intentionally, and by the way, I think they won't have a criminal record when they age out. Do you think that that is justice, and do you think that the victim and his family have gotten retribution?
Our system has to hold young people accountable when they commit crimes and hurt people. And when they are held accountable, they should face swift and certain consequences.
Do you think 4 years is enough for murder?
Because that's what we do to try to make our city safe.
Do you think 4 years is enough for murder?
Under our system, long punishments are not what has been proven to deter crime.
All right, that is why you are going to lose a lot of power. So again, that is why you're going to lose authority. You're going to lose power. Instead of doing that, what you should be doing, you should be negotiating with the U.S. Attorney for D.C. and say, all right, we're going to create systems through which we're going to have deterrence. We're going to say, you don't get to commit a crime and come out of jail hours later. You don't get to kill someone and have no criminal record in 3 or 4 years. That is not justice. And if you think that that is appropriate, you will have zero authority. And I'm telling you right now, you got to change your ways. I mean, the intern that was shot and killed in the midst of, I guess, gang violence, you think that when they age out, I mean, because they're being federally prosecuted, they're going to get tried as an adult. Had that not been occurred, what would happen? They would get what, 3, 4 years for killing a random 21-year-old?
Mr. Timmons, nobody cares more about public safety in our city than the 700,000 of us who live here.
Yeah, and you know what? For the last 45 days, for the first time, they have been safe
people who
for
have
the last
elected
45
local
days.
officials and an attorney general who reflect
For the
their
first
views
time?
on how to
oh,
keep
no,
our city safe.
Again, you're going to lose power, you're going to lose authority because the views that you have are wrong. They're wrong, and we free D.C. Yeah, D.C.'s been free for 45 days. I yield back.